if I put a subwoofer back there, that's like 80% of my cargo room. I'm gonna have to come up with an ingenious idea. I wish I could do a custom sub box, molded, thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, but I'm like, really, do I need that? I don't. Everybody add weight, slow your car down. Maybe I'll just get a bazooka. If anybody knows about 90s car audio, I had the 79 Rabbit I had in high school. I had one 10-inch bazooka. It wasn't self-powered because those are garbage. And then I had an amplifier to back that up. I was pretty impressed with it, actually. Especially at a small Rabbit. I was like, this is pretty good. I had a few friends that had like the 8-inch ones too, and like regular cab, square bodies. Yeah, square bodies were the shiznit back in my day. We all had them in high school. Well, I didn't have one. My stepdad had a nice two-tone blue one. My buddy I was talking about with the other day about the rentals and pulling e-brakes, he had like, I wonder if I got any pictures of that thing, but he had a yellow short box regular cab 454, and and he had a double frame regular cab long box 4x4 on 44s. Literally just run headers and cherry bombs off the end of the headers. That was it. 4 barrels, 454. It was fucking good times. But okay, so get this. Buddy has 2 trucks, and I learned a lot from all this. I could probably dissect a square body no problem, even though I've never owned one. In the wintertime, he would drive his short box 2-wheel drive, and then come summertime, we would take the engine and trans in his backyard. He had a cherry picker, like one of those fucking stands, literally pull the engine out of the 2-wheel drive, slap it into the 4-wheel drive. It wouldn't take very long either, right? Because there's like what's on the engine? Ignition, choke, and that's like pretty much it. He had it down to a science where the whole front clip, rad support, fenders literally would come off, probably like 8 bolts or something, right? Like in between the door jambs and the front core off the frame, body mounts. It would just like, and they would just stick that engine in there, no problem. It was pretty sweet, actually. And we did that like year after year. It was kind of like a ritual. It's not quite warm enough outside yet, but the snow's melting, time to fire up the 4x4 or vice versa. I'm sure I got a couple photos of, I don't think I have any ones of the short box, but I think he was working the rigs for a bit one time, and he had another one that he left me. We were talking about this the other day. I was like, why did I have your truck in Grand Prairie? Like, you left it with me. But he got a ride with somebody else out to the rig. He did a small stint where he tried the rigs out, but it was alright, but he's a hard worker, but he's more or less, he like work smarter, not harder kind of guy, so. Funny stories. Me and that guy. The shit. We had like, pretty much all my friends. We were always into some kind of something. Whether we'd fucking do absurd amount of some sort of drugs and stay up all night and get stupid ideas of doing stupid things and do stupid things. But we were boys, so yeah, we were partially retarded at the time because our brains weren't fully developed, and mine still isn't. But yeah, driving's probably been my biggest passion my whole life. Literally, I couldn't wait to drive. Like, I had my first motorized vehicle in grade 3. I had a Honda ATC 70, and then after that I had a CR 80. After that I had a CR 125. I should have kept that. That was a nice bike, vintage, 1986. What else? And then from then I just progressed. I had like big reds, handful of them, and yet again, me and my buddy that I'm talking about, e-brake buddy, that had the 2 trucks. He had an ATC, he had a 250R, and he used to pull us around in the wintertime, GT snow racers, and he would just go fucking full blast, and we were loving it. I don't know, at the time, 16, 17, doing what, 80 kilometers an hour behind, probably more than 80. Fuck, I don't know what that thing went, but that thing ripped. I'm sure that thing could easily achieve 100 kilometers an hour. 5th gear, power band, 250R. Of course, none of them had speedometers, right? Because they were race bikes, so. Kiss up. What it is. Always be aware of your surroundings. Literally would pull us down the gravel roads in the winter, full blast, and to the point where the tailpipe was like glowing red. I was like, dude, your tailpipe is glowing red. I'm like, maybe we should like shut her down. He would just, and that's how we are. We would drive everything to the absolute extreme limits, to the point where it was just, we blew it up, or we found a weak point. But yeah, that thing never ran. I don't know what he ended up doing with that thing. I think he traded it because, yeah, we ended up blowing that thing up. When the tailpipe's glowing red hot and your 2-stroke, something is definitely going awry. You just might have something to do with 200-pound dudes on GT snow racers getting pulled behind a 250R, right? Like, where's your snowmobile? I did. I got grounded from my snowmobile a lot because I was a moron. Let's not say not a lot. I had a stepdad. He had rules. I broke them. He was pretty strict. Not like mean way. I honestly learned a lot from him, even though I didn't agree with a lot of the things. At the time, I was like, man, what a dick. But I look back on it now that I'm older, and I'm just like, if I wouldn't have had that, I probably wouldn't have had any enforcement in my life, because losing my dad at 13, which inseparable for a long time, which I learned a shit ton from him too, even though I was just a baby, right? I've absorbed a lot, even at the young age of, being a child. So like all the way up through growing up, my dad would literally work on stuff all the time, and he was never scared to like take on a challenge. He's like, oh, that Ford that I got in my backyard, I watched him kind of build that. Same thing as we do with my buddy's 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. It's take an engine out of this Thunderbird that he had, because it had this police interceptor motor, and he put it in his pickup. Stuff like that. Which I've never gotten to really do that. I don't know where I'm going with this anyways, but I'm all over the place, sharing feelings and shit. I don't remember where I was going. I lost. Oh, Kizop's at the Fast Gas. That's where that guy's going. It is the north end, and it's on the fringe of town. Easy B&E, which I don't... Looks like it might be open. It's pretty early. It's only 4:40 in the morning. Gonna need headlights. What are we doing today? Well, we're going out and grab a couple water minion stuff. Got to go to Fraction, load up. We're going to Vesta, which is just west of town. Vesta is westa and south. Not even Sylvan Lake, but Vesta's always close to town. I think I missed out on some other stuff the other day because I was supposed to be off, and then I phoned last minute, and I was like, dude, I can work if you need me. He's like, we should have phoned earlier. I could have used you. But I was working on my car anyways. So anyways, I'm super short on footage. Literally have one more video coming out, and that is tomorrow. And I got nothing. So you're gonna get whatever I get until I get that buffer back again. And then we'll pick and choose and try to do better videos than shitty videos. So maybe we'll get done early enough today. I could clean this out a little bit. I forgot to bring my vacuum though. Damn it. We have one here, but it's always you can't find a cord. Vacuum's full. And it's concrete because someone sucked up water and didn't take the dirt out. Or the filter. So the air compressor issue is still rearing its face. I pulled up here and I just ever so slightly could hear. God damn it. I got some clip of it. Crawled underneath there. And it's pushing air. Put my thumb on the poppet. Oh. And yeah, I could build up a little bit of pressure, then move my thumb, and it goes. Oh, fucking -12 with a little bit of wind is like 20, I guess. Whew. So, just one more thing it could be. I guess there's like a ball inside the air compressor that I don't know if it allows the air to go to the dryer or what, or if it tells it to do what it's doing. I don't know. He was explaining it to me yesterday. He's like, it could be one more thing if it's not this. But in the test drive yesterday, it was completely fine. But I was pulling the one hill there and full boost when loaded, and not that I heard it like it was before, but when it popped off, it was like, and then quit, and I didn't hear it. But then yeah, when I pulled up here and got out just now when I was over here, so in between building, or while it's building air, I guess, and then once it pops off, I don't hear it, but you still crawl underneath there, put your thumb on the poppet and build up pressure, so it's just slightly leaking. Well, I don't know. So it manifolds, and it has a couple panels on top to max out its weight. And these are the rest of the panels that go on top, and it's got a manifold, a couple hoses there, strap them down so it doesn't slide off before you load. Which I don't know why they didn't just make a pin mechanism. Would have been ideal, but no such luck. So we'll fire this guy on. Whole yard kind of slopes that way, so I'm just going to throw a pin on the opposite side. Damn it. This is time for a new switch. It's not weatherproof. First time it's been giving me any problem was today.
the first couple panels back, or what are we doing?
It came back. It came in like a foot.
Okay. If I keep booming down, it's gonna keep dragging it in. I gotta come back and then bring it over.
panel skids. Not bad. Going from our yard 2 and then out to Spruceview. It's only like an hour west of town here, so not too bad. Gonna get the mechanic to pull the compressor, come in after hours. Well, it's not after hours, it's Saturday today. I don't think anybody's in, but we have a guy on call, of course. So he'll come in and try that last one thing that maybe will fix the problem. Did I already say it this morning? I can't remember if I did or not, but there's like some kind of ball valve, or not a ball valve, but there's like a ball and it's got a spring on the top side of the compressor when it fits to the engine, I think. He was trying to explain it to me yesterday, but I was kind of like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about because I've never seen an air compressor off the truck. Go to the yard, use the loader to scissor, because we know what happens when we try to scissor with panels. They're just not heavy enough, or it's just, I've done it before at Cypress, but I think I was just thinking to myself, maybe it was summer and the grease was nice and warm, you know. So I did just grease it yesterday with cold grease. It's still pretty gummy when it's, well, it's still -8 right now. That keyway broke off. We tried welding one on there before, but it didn't last. If I leave the brakes off on my trailer, maybe. Or else this might be a 2-man job. So it's doable by yourself. It's just a matter of lifting in and out, brakes, pull ahead a little bit to get just that little bit of movement, and then you can do it again, and then lift it all the way. Forget the camera. That's a long way to come back.
call the little reverse action. Check it out.
What an idiot.
Here I'm thinking that it was actually frozen down and I couldn't lift it, but it's because I didn't put the rolls up. These coveralls are nice and light, but I just caught a clevis pin on one of the ones sitting over there. Fuck sakes. Oh, I hate that. So angry. Fuck! Oh, motherfuck. You ripped my shit. No, I'm really unhappy.